Honestly, looking forward to seeing SoFi and see the new place and see what it is. It's I've flown over it a couple times and been blown away by just the size and the magnitude of the whole setup. Can't wait to see it. The Rams look like a really good football team to us in all ways. They're a complete team. Sean's done a great job with these guys. They're balanced. They can run it. They throw it. They're playing a really good defense. Their special teams are solid. They're a very good club, and so the fact they're in the division and all that, we know them. We see them. We've been against them for years, and they continue to grow and innovate and do stuff and do new stuff. And the new defense looks good. They're doing really well, and so they're off to a really solid start. And it's going to be a very difficult game for us.
Ben, why don't you kick us off?
Sure. Pete, you mentioned Trey Flowers having a really good game on Sunday, maybe even his best game since he's been with you guys. What do you think has changed for him, or is it maybe just a matter of confidence at this point?
He was ready. He was ready to come in, confidence-wise, and have a really big season. Went and talked to him in the off season, and once we got going and all that, his mind was right. The competition, kind of took over, and he got in the middle of it all. And now, for whatever the reason is, he's come right back to the focus that he intended to bring to camp. And a couple weeks back, it started, and you could just see him click in. Technique-wise, he's playing really solid. And like you said, he is. You can see the confidence in everything that he's doing. So I'm looking forward to seeing him come out again against good receivers here as we go and put together another good game.
And second thing, do you have any clarity on Shaquill Griffin's situation at this point, and how is Quentin's knee doing?
Yeah, the return for Shaquill now is about his hamstring and getting it right. He's running some. We'll see how he progresses through the week. If he has a chance to get back, we won't know till the end. Quentin's knees bothered him, for some time now, and bothered him last weekend for sure. And so we have to tend to that.
Thank you.
Corbin?
Hey, Pete, you mentioned how innovative Sean McVay is on offense with his play calling. They've been notorious for running a lot of different plays and concepts out of just a core number of formations and personnel groupings. Have you seen anything different from them this year, though, in terms of how they're handling their run game and their pass concepts?
They've added some stuff to it. They have continued to grow. But staying with the same philosophy, same theme of how they try to do things in the past, and they're onto a really good, really good concept about the formations that they use and how they bunch people up and all that. And he's just been really good about, continuing to progress.
Jen?
Every time you play the Rams, we talk about Aaron Donald. In what ways has he gotten even better over the years?
He's just doing it. I mean, just to keep coming back and being great again, is a great accomplishment. And he continues to really draw all the attention and make the plays. I think he's got like 40 times he's affected the quarterback, by himself. 9 sacks. And there's a lot of times when he's close as well, So he's just a dominant football player. He's as good as you can get. He's as good at his position as anybody has ever been, and so it's a real challenge to go against him, and it's good for us. We need the work, we need the challenge. It's hugely important for us to be able to handle him and not let him be a factor, and that's what we're going to try to get done.
Bob?
Just to clarify on Dunbar, is he going to be available this week, or
we have to wait and see? I don't know that yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
And with Chris Carson and Carlos, any update on those guys? Or?
Yeah, they're still. Chris is running more so than Carlos is able to at this time. Chris is ahead of Carlos coming back. He's going to run today and tomorrow. We'll see how he handles that. I can't tell you anything more than that right now. I wish I could.
Brady?
Pete, with the 5 sacks that you guys had, or that Bills had against you guys, I know they brought a ton of pressure. But what were you guys not doing well in terms of pass protection that you weren't doing well over the first 7 games?
Well, this was a game, Brady. We were well behind, and they were able to just tee off on us, and they did a nice job. We didn't do as well as we'd like to in handling some stuff. We need to get the ball out, but we were trying to get back in the football game, and they just seemed to gain an edge as the game went on. And the score was, they were able to continue to put points on the board and stay out ahead of us. When we got close to 27-20, that game could have really well turned into a really hard-fought game, and things would have been different. But they were able to get another score there, and they scored again, after that. So really, I think we were playing from a big deficit, and we didn't handle it as well as we need to.
With Donald, what's it like game planning for a guy like that?
Well, honestly, I have so much respect for his play and what he does. I like the challenge of it. I like the thought that we're looking at him and we're trying to figure out who's come up with some ways to handle him, slow him down. Trying to create ways to make it easier for our guys to find them in their alignments and things like that, where we can handle the protection-wise. It's a coach's challenge, and he poses as much of a threat as anybody that plays the game at anybody's position. He's that good. Every play, he's right there trying to get the quarterback. So. To me, it's a coach's challenge. This is kind of what we're preparing for, and hopefully we can handle it well.
Thanks.
Jackie.
Hey, Pete. Even with no Todd Gurley, they've kind of taken that running back by committee approach. What have you seen from their run game and the development with the 3 running backs that they're using?
Yeah, they've stayed philosophically the same. When Gurley was really hot, he was hot in every phase of the game. He was a big-time receiver and big-time guy in the screens and as well as all the runs. Such an effective player. It takes a couple of guys to really fill his shoes, and they found it. Both guys are averaging around 4.5 yards a carry. They're very consistent. They both catch the football. So they've, and the rookie's good too. So they've got a great trio of guys to go to. Style seems the same. Hopefully we can keep him from being as effective as Gurley was against us at times.
Michael Sean.
Pete, in what way do you see McVay make life easier for Jared?
Well, that's a good question, really. And I'm looking at it like, he's only been sacked 10 times, and he's got nice numbers and all that. Their commitment to the run game and the run action stuff that they do, get him out of the pocket a ton, is more than anybody in the NFL. Their style of throwing on early downs, it really does lend itself to taking care of the quarterback. I mean, he obviously gets that. He's a great ball coach, and they work really well together. He's lucky to have Sean, and Jared's a really good football player too, so they're lucky to have him as well. But it's a really nice mix that makes it hard.
Thanks.
Curtis.
Pete, you guys are pressuring a whole lot more now than you used to. What kind of is the challenge of balancing that out and the disguising and making sure that everybody falls into the right roles and stuff? And how tough is that to kind of weigh?
Well, how tough is it? I don't know. It's the stuff you have to do, and you've kind of nailed it. You disguise it and you call different things and you mix it around. That's how you do it, and it's we've. Over the years, I've done a little bit of everything, and so this is when we step it up a little bit. It's really trying to utilize our players and put them in good positions where they can cause problems for your opponent. And if the 4 guys up front need help, we bring it. If the 7 guys up front, we got to cover them better. And we all have to work together on this thing. It's a combination, Curtis, of looks and change-ups and compliments and stuff to try to make it all fit together. And I don't know how to tell you how hard that is, but it's that again that's what we're trying to do really well and utilize our guys to make them available for making things happen.
Joe.
It seems like post game a couple of times there have been things you've mentioned maybe defensively you could have changed sooner in game. I'm curious if there's anything that's maybe made it harder to make.
You want to know that now?
Well, I'm just curious if there's anything in general that you feel like has been a roadblock to making in-game adjustments as quickly and on the fly as maybe you'd prefer.
No, I don't think it's any different than ever before. I don't think that anything's different about it. I don't mind, telling you that, that accepting it. That's my job to get this thing done, ultimately. And so, I'm the first one to tell you that. So, but we just have to keep coming together. We have to get this thing really cleaned up. And again, unfortunately, the continuity has not been a positive factor for us yet. And so hopefully we can find a way to fit together and get our new guys in there and get them playing really well and error free and with to their nature and to utilize their talents and all that, and we'll see a turn. This is the halfway point, and this is kind of a marker. I would really like to see us turn it. You've seen us already adjust some in how we're doing our calls and stuff, and we're just trying to fit it together to maximize our guys. But I really can't tell you. I can't tell you what the adjustments are going to be this time around. We've got to see how they want to play, and we'll we're on defense. That's what this is, and they get to call the plays, and then we react to them. So we got to do better.
Art?
Pete, I think in week 2 you mentioned that you were going to have your data guys keep track of injuries as they do across the NFL. Have you heard much about the trends so far?
Dang it! I wish I would have the numbers for you. Yeah, we're feeling like the numbers are up for sure, and I think it should be apparent. But I don't have the numbers right now with me because I didn't ask him this week about it. But yeah, there's a lot of injuries around the league, and there's a lot of people getting banged up, and is it because of some specific reason? I don't know. It's like climate change. I don't know. We've got to go to the science and figure it out and see what's happening. But our guys are keeping track of it. I just didn't get updated on that. Sorry.
Have you had any discussion about the absence of practice and the consequences leading up to the season?
Yes, we have talked about that, and we won't really know until we get halfway through, But at the halfway point, I would suspect that there is some effect, and I think it has to do with the overall off-season conditioning opportunity that the guys missed out on. Where we work collectively, so that we guarantee that everybody gets to a certain level of conditioning, and because they work together, they work here in the building and all that. We didn't get to see our guys, so that alone is a factor. Then the whole thing about camp, and then the games and stuff like that. That's a factor also. Which way it contributes, it's one regard it's easier on the players in that they don't have games that they have to endure. But if we look back and we can see that there's a trend here. We'll have to deal with what those numbers tell us when we get them. But
Greg?
So what about climate change, Pete? No.
Yeah, I think it's kind of happening.
Ugo Amadi, is he going to be able to play?
He's practicing today. He'll go full go today. Anxious to see how he can handle it throughout the week, but looking forward to him playing.
Okay, so with that in mind, how much of what you've seen you mentioned DJ Reed's speed? How much is he a viable option at corner outside?
Which one?
DJ Reed.
He has played out there. I've watched him in film and games play outside. He's a candidate for that to help us out there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Tim?
How's Benson Mayo doing?
He's trying. He's battling. He's battling to get back. We'll see if he can get it done. He's determined to show that by the end of the week.
Okay. And then will it be strange for you not going to the Coliseum? You mentioned your excitement to see Sophie, but, since the Rams had gone back to L.A., going back to the Coliseum had been sort of a tie for you.
Yeah, just that I mentioned it earlier. That locker room is so bad for the visiting team. It's like putting 50 guys in a closet, and so and you got to give that to Al Davis. Al Davis reconstructed that when they were playing there back in the day to make it as miserable as possible on his opponent, and he got it done. I really didn't realize how big of a factor it might have been for us over the years when we were there, but so. It's okay, I had a lot of games there. I'm not going to miss the event of it. Going there, I'd like to see the new stadium and see what it looks like. Gosh, I hope that doesn't offend a bunch of SC fans because I don't want to go to the Coliseum, but I'd kind of like to see Sophie and see what it looks like. SoFi, yeah.
Adam?
Steve, what's up?
Pete, guys like Bobby and KJ have obviously played a lot of football for you over the years. What are the conversations like with them lately, and in what ways are you leaning on them to kind of help turn this around?
It's an ongoing relationship that we have, that really allows us to go places and talk about stuff and benefit from our history in so many ways. I just rely on those guys. I know them so well. We've been connected in a really rare way that you have this long of a time to be with guys, and they're great guys to deal with. Their work ethic and their habits and their care and their love for this team and our community. It just doesn't stop. So it's a relationship. Really, what it is. It's one that's really rich and it's important. And KJ family threw a little party for him last night, a virtual party for him, It was just like old home, it was like with family stuff. It was really cool to got a chance to jump in there a little bit with them, and it's just very special. Really, really grateful for the relationship that we've had, and they really help. And I hope I help them too, but they certainly help me a lot.
You talk about continuity, though. Those guys know exactly how you want it, how it should look. Do you maybe rely on them in order to kind of help that message or get that message across?
Absolutely. They're tremendous ambassadors for what we do, and across the board, on and off the field in all ways. They're perfect teammates, and happen to be lifelong friends and the rest of it. I rely on them regularly to talk to guys, to send the message, to give me feedback, to help me respond and stay abreast of what's going on, what we need to do, and all of that. We're just on the same team, and so we work together.
Steve Weish.
First off, Pete, you're going to love the locker room space at SoFi Stadium. It's a lot.
I would bet.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Hey, we saw last week against Buffalo that you guys were getting pressure. The guys up front were getting stuff up. Dunlap played pretty well. How do you think this an extra week of practice and everything's going to help that front coordinate and to get some pressure on Goff this week?
Well, it's naturally you would think so. KJ made a line call during the game, and Carlos heard the call, and he figured, that must mean I'm supposed to do this or that, and it was to the nose tackle. So he went ahead and he did the best he could. I'm hoping those kinds of things. It worked, and he made a tackle in the backfield. But I'm hoping that as we get along together longer, that we'll be more accurate and more precise about the stuff that's happening, and we won't have as many first-time experiences. And that's just part of what we're trying to draw on here. We got to get better in a hurry now, as we're getting in the second half, and guys got to come together. It takes time, and so we just got to hopefully cash in on that.
Masvita.
Hey, Pete, going back to the Rams defense, what is making them so, their ability to execute? Is it the continuity, which we've been talking about this whole press conference? Is it the scheme? Is it the players, the communication?
Yeah.
Or all of that?
There's a number of things. They look like they've been pretty darn healthy, so it's been the same group quite a bit. They have the best player in the world on their defense, right in the middle of the defense, and he makes problems for everybody. And they're utilizing him really well, much like he's been utilized in the past. It's pretty obvious how you should utilize him, and coaches figured that out. They're doing a nice job of keeping everybody in front of them, and they're not giving up a lot of long plays. And it's made for a really nice run for the first half. And they're new too. Everybody's trying to figure him out, find out who the new coach is and what he's doing and how he's doing his stuff. We'll see. As we grow with it and learn from, the preparation in this game itself, that we'll know better, what to expect from them. So you get an advantage, with the new group right off the bat. And see if we can do something with it.
And you said KJ had a virtual party last night. I didn't.
Yeah, I don't want to make a big deal about it, but yeah, he did. And it was just a family thing, and it was going on, and I heard about it. And a bunch of players got together, kind of, and stuff like that. So it was kind of old home week for a bit. It was fun.
Jackie?
Very safely handled. Very distancing was well done. All of that.
Coach, what did you see from Rasheem Green in his return, and how can he be a factor in the second half of the season?
A little rusty, but he played really hard, and he knows our stuff. He's really good at our scheme. He's going to do well. He's going to do well for us. We need him badly. We needed him throughout. And that's another guy that knows the history and the background and what we're trying to get done. And all of those little subtleties add together and really make a difference. And so we're glad to have him back.
Brady?
Pete, what kind of an option is Ryan Neal at cornerback if needed?
He is an option. You know, we've trained him there in years past, and so he is available to us. I can't believe we're almost done with this, and nobody's asked about snacks. I mean, this is the first time you guys haven't asked about snacks.
We got him on Monday. I think we asked you about him on Monday. I'll ask about again. Is Snacks going to play this week?
Got a real chance to play this week. Yeah, he does. This might be his coming out party, so I'm trying to give you a little love there. You've asked me for weeks, and all of a sudden you don't. I'm hoping he's going to play this week, so we'll look forward to getting him involved.
Does that mean that Brian Monet's ankle is not doing well?
Yes, that does mean that.
Thanks.
Any more realer of a chance than the other weeks, Pete?
Reeler. That's a good word for a journalist. Reeler. I don't know. It's like makes things much more better. You mean realer chance to play? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, there's a really good chance he'll be out playing for him. I'm counting on it. Hopefully he has a good week and we put it together right and it'll work out.
Thanks.
Please don't speak unless you're called on, Greg.
I haven't been told that since 5th grade. Thank you, Dave.
I couldn't wait. Bob Condotta?
Pete, question on the coin flip. It seems everybody, I think it's about a 90% that everybody just kind of, if they win the coin flip, they defer. Do you ever put much thought into just taking the ball and going that route, or what's sort of the coaching philosophy on all that?
I always know what we're doing in that situation, and there's a number of reasons why you do it. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but that's just the way we like doing it, and but there's reasons to not do it. It depends on conditions and situations and stuff like that.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
See you guys.
Bobby Wagner's coming up.